Well, welcome back to the Stadium of Light here on SAFC Live. The game has finished. Sunderland 2, Blackburn Rovers 1. Dramatic end to the game, and we said all second half there was something in the air. Something was going to happen.
Yeah, it felt that way, didn't it? It felt like there was another goal to come as well, and thankfully it was us that got it. And I think over the balance of play, the 90 minutes, I thought we deserved it. Let's
have a look at the highlights then from the game, and we can discuss some of the talking points. Feels like hours ago that we kicked off at 12:30. But yeah, the referee involved a lot this afternoon, but maybe not one that people are talking about in the pubs right now, the referee.
No,
but he was involved.
Yeah, a few, especially in that second half, a few yellow cards going about, and the game got stretched and open. But just have a look at the first half here, and you see a couple of clips already there where we were getting into good areas. I thought we were moving the ball well up the pitch, through the thirds, and said it a few times on there. Linden as well involved, getting forward outside. Patrick Roberts at times giving him that option on the right-hand side. Ahmad involved, as we know we will be during a game. You get him on the ball and he makes things happen. But we just couldn't quite get the opening, could we, in that first 10-15 minutes when we were on the front foot, we were making things happen. And then, as we'll see in a second or two, it was Blackburn. Here it is now, isn't it? First real opportunity for them. Ball whipped in. Don't really deal with it. Ross is back there, and we see time and time again how much Ross deals with things. He gets his head on things, but unfortunately it cannons straight into the face of Dennis Sirkin. And it comes back off Ross's back. We'll see it from the other angle, from behind the goal. You see there, he's got his eyes on the ball, gets it there, and then it just flips off his back. And unfortunately, no chance again. Anthony Patterson, who was relatively quiet all afternoon, didn't have too many saves to make, and he's picking the ball out the back of his net before arguably Blackburn have laid a glove on us.
Yeah, Blackburn happy with that, but apart from that opportunity for Blackburn, we kept them at a bay, really, didn't we?
We did, yeah, and then, thankfully straight away after the goal, wasn't it, we get back on the front foot. You can see, when you concede a goal, you think, we started the game well, we've been on the front foot, and all of a sudden we're 1-0 down, heads can go down, but they don't. We reacted really well.
Is that definitely a penalty for you?
Loose ball drops there. Yeah, it is, yeah. I think Ross knows what he's doing, he's clever, he steps across his man, plants his foot there, and lad comes flying in, doesn't he? Doesn't really get the ball, and Ross comes on his blind side, catches him, and then Ross steps up. He wants the penalty, wants to get back amongst the goals. Got one last week, unfortunately got one at our end, but he gets one in the right end, doesn't he, as well, and sends the keeper the wrong way there. Tucks it well in that bottom left corner, and they see the fans there, and we're back on the front foot again. And we've seen this one at half time, but went back over it, and that's what Ross is all about. He's just got his goal, he's pumped up. It's a fair shoulder between him and Daniel Ayala's big strong lad Daniel, but Ross sits him down there, and there's nothing wrong with that. And strange one from the ref, gives the free kick.
First start in a while for Patrick Roberts, and he did a decent job.
I thought he did, yeah. I thought he was really, he's getting back to where we know Patrick is. It's difficult for him because he's been on the bench in recent weeks, and Ahmad's been doing really well out on that right hand side. But you could see there, start today, his tail was up, he's getting on the ball. Unfortunately, that one there doesn't quite catch it, but he was busy and he was bright. And I thought, if you've got him and Ahmad on the pitch and they're linking up well together, against any side in this league, they're going to be a problem for teams. And then on the other side there, you've got Jack trying to work his way down that left-hand side. Stands a really good ball up here, by the way. Look at this there, and Hyam just gets a tip. There's Ross there coming, powering in behind him. Thinks he's going to get his second one, but just taking off the top of his head. There's that worry there where we're saying Brereton Diaz quiet throughout the 90 minutes, really. Just trying to find his way in between Ballard and Gooch, but
not sure what happened there. He had a good game, didn't he, Dan Ballard?
Yeah, he was excellent, Dan Ballard. I thought him and Luke again at the back. But Dan, if you're asking for the man of the match, I'd have probably gone for Dan Ballard, coming back in for his first start in a while. Excellent on the ball, defensively strong, involved in the winning goal as well, by the way, which we'll get on to. But have a look at this one. Yeah, Dan Neil jinking his way into the box, and Trey Hume only been on the pitch a minute or two at left back, and it just drops to him, and you see he's looking just to try and bend it into that far corner. Comes back at Ross quite quick, and that left arm, I think, isn't it?
Well, they're trying stuff from set pieces. That one didn't.
Yeah, you see they've worked on one, and they work it really well. You see Ross there, you've got your striker, you found him 5-10 yards of space, trying to sweep it home, doesn't he? Smashes it straight into the man. And here we are again, drive. I thought this one as Jack hit it himself, but he rolls it into Ross.
And it's a team effort in the end,
yeah,
isn't it,
I know what he's looking for. He's looking for that, just a firm side foot finish into that bottom corner. You see his reaction there on his face. He doesn't quite catch it as he would have liked, but we're in the ascendancy, aren't we? We're driving forward, and we're getting men on the ball, getting bodies up there in support of Ross, and obviously Ellis comes on a few minutes later, which we'll see. But the game, it was really open in that second half, wasn't it? Say a bit of a basketball match, and this one there, there's a chance for them. Morton stepping onto the edge of the box, space in front of him, looks for that bottom corner, doesn't really find the bottom corner. You see from that angle there, it's not quite in the bottom corner, but credit to Anthony Patterson. I said there he didn't have too many saves to make throughout the 90 minutes, but when he's called upon, he's down there well, low to his left-hand side, tips it around the post.
Ahmad involved in a lot of things this afternoon for Sunderland, and he got a few shots away, but in the end couldn't get a goal this afternoon.
Yeah, that one there, I said similar to the one at Hull, isn't it? Late on at Hull first half when it opened up for him there. He's got Jack out to his left. I think it's Ross that's pulled to the right, but again it opens up for him and he'll back himself. When he's got a ball 20-25 yards out, Ahmad, he'll pull the trigger and try and get shots away. Unfortunately, drags it past the post, and there's Brereton Diaz again looking for the option. And here it is now, right, coming towards the end into the stoppage time. Dan Ballard, that's what I'm saying, he's involved not only there, but here makes a lovely, it's a tackle really, but it plays it into Sims's
cool
path.
Finish that is.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, doesn't panic, doesn't thrash at it first time, just takes it out of his foot, across his man. Hyam can't put the brakes on, he goes down and he just passes it, doesn't he? A little toe poke into the bottom corner. This is the angle now. See, Ballard wins the first one, and then there, bang, good tackle.
The first touch there, wasn't it?
Yeah, just takes it away from him. Hyam's coming towards the ball, but he goes the other way. Watch now, see him there now. Hyatt there, whoa, where you going?
Bang.
Can't put the brakes on, and then he just toe pokes it lovely into that bottom corner. Keeper's flat-footed, doesn't give him the chance really. And there's the 3 points, and I think over the course of the 90 minutes, I don't think anyone in the ground, if they've watched the game, can argue that we've deserved to win that game really. I think, with Blackburn coming here, good result last week at Norwich, third in the table, and they'll have come here and thought, we'll take them on, and they did, to be fair to them, especially second half. They were a lot better. Right at the end there, half chance to trying to find Daniel Ayala over the top, and Diaz is in the middle for the square ball, but no, we deserve that over the 90 minutes, and I'm sure their manager will come out and, I'm sure he'll come out and say the same. It's, they've come up here, they've had a go, but we were the better team on the day.
We did lose a couple of players that looked like to be injured.
Yeah.
Dennis Sirkin and Lyndon Gooch, two of the three Sunderland substitutions this afternoon, who looked like they could have picked up knocks. Not good, considering we've got players coming back, but all the time that injury list is growing as well.
Well, it's both full-back starting the game today, isn't it? With Dennis just coming back in and getting his first start. I know he come on last week, didn't he, down at Hull, but it looked like his ankle. It was 5 minutes after the break, he's feeling his ankle, and then Lyndon looks like a hamstring. He was holding his hamstring there, which isn't good. And the type of player Lyndon is, he's explosive, isn't he? So hopefully he's okay. It's not a bad one. We'll have to wait and see what the physio's saying. Tony Mowbray comes out to say. But revolving door at the minute, isn't it, on the treatment room? So
yeah. Blackburn were third in the division before a ball was kicked this afternoon, and Sunderland once again showing that they can compete with anyone in this division.
They can, when they're at it. I keep saying it, when we're at it, we're more than the match for anybody in the league. It's all about consistency, performances, results, stringing, not even wins. If you go, say, 5-6 games unbeaten, putting that three wins, 4 draws or 4 wins, just keeping unbeaten. The mentality of the players, we're hard to beat, we're hard to break down.
And trying to make this place a bit of a fortress as well.
Yeah, I think we were 17th before today for home form, which isn't great. I think we're third or fourth for away form. Whereas Blackburn, I think they're second for home form. So you look at that stat, and for themselves down at Ewood Park, they're making it difficult for teams to go there and get results. That's what we've got to do here. 40-odd thousand behind the lads, and they'll keep coming. If we're turning results out here, whoever it's against. I keep going back to the Burnley game, that first 45 minutes against Burnley. I know game's 90 minutes, but 45 minutes, Burnley, league leaders coming here, outplayed them, going at half-time 2-0 up, fell apart second half a little bit, and we allowed them back into the game. Yeah. But as we've said there, and we'll keep saying, I don't think anyone's blown us away.
No.
Nobody's had 70-odd% possession against us where we haven't had any of the ball in games, or they've peppered our goals. Look at today, Anthony Patterson, goal aside, he's had that one save in the second half, really, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And that'll be the frustrating thing, not just for Tony Mowbray, but for the fans as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what it does to the league table then for Sunderland. Sunderland go up to 7th. Wow, that looks good, doesn't it, Danny?
Well, it does, doesn't it? I know 1 or 2 teams have played a game less than us, but you go at the table as it is, and you're a point outside the playoffs. I know there's going to be a lot of what ifs. QPR game here, 2-0 up, 5 minutes to go, etc. But over the course of the season so far, we're there on merit, and we deserve to be in and around it. And yeah, you can take the, you're looking at Burnley up the top end. What are they, 12 points ahead of us?
But Sunderland fans are looking up on the table, aren't they?
Yeah, of course,
they're not looking
and
down.
rightly so as well. And for the reasons I've just given, I think, it's not as if we're scraping by in games and we're nicking the odd result here and there. I think we deserve to be there on merit. And look at the teams in and around us there. Millwall come up to the Stadium Light, beat them 3-0. Coventry are on a good little run, by the way. They've got a couple of games in hand, and they were sat third bottom, I think, 5-6 games ago. And that's what I'm on about, that consistency. They haven't conceded too many, Coventry, in recent weeks. and they're putting wins on the board, and that's what happens in this league. And see how tight it is there. 3 teams on 34, a couple on 35, and it's really tight. And well, say it's all to play for. Still a long way to go.
There's a long way to go. There's a long way to go, and we'll be here the next game as well on SAFC Live for you. For full streaming details of that next game, go to safc.com. We will see you very soon. Enjoy the rest of your festive period. Sunderland have won by 2-1 this afternoon here at the Stadium of Light against Blackburn Rovers. Enjoy the rest of your Boxing Day.